Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the President of the United States does not travel lightly. Known as seemingly both the safest and yet the riskiest convoy on the planet, the President often travels in an armored motorcade. The presidential car is nicknamed the Beast due to its size and weight, 8 to 10 tons. It's armored to withstand bomb blasts. The presidential plane, Air Force One, has aluminum skin fortified to protect against a nuclear blast. It's also equipped to act as a mobile command center in case of an attack on the United States. Marine One is the name of any Marine Corps aircraft transporting the President. There are dozens of helicopters in the Marine Corps presidential fleet. But all can be easily identified by their white tops and army green bodies. Known as the Marine Helicopter Squadron 1, HMX-1 members are responsible for the transportation of the President and Vice President, as well as many other important United States government officials. Due to the importance of the job, these Marines must make sure the helicopters are always ready to fly. This consists of frequently testing assault support helicopters and related equipment. There are certain aircraft the President does not fly in, such as the MV-22 Osprey. MV-22 Osprey transport White House support staff, Secret Service, and media. Ospreys do not transport the U.S. President. These aircraft are also referred to as white tops because of their green and white livery. While its tilt rotors allow for long range and high-speed flying, the President doesn't fly in Ospreys for two reasons. Its large rotors and strong downblast would seriously damage the White House's south lawn. It would also require clearing some of the large trees from the grounds. Secondly, in the event of a complete engine failure, a plane can glide land. And a normal helicopter's large rotors allow auto-rotation, so the pilot can flare to land. The Osprey's rotors are too small for effective auto-rotation. In 2005, a director of the Pentagon's testing office stated that in a loss of power while hovering, emergency landings are not likely to be survivable. For security purposes, Marine One is never easy to spot in the sky. It flies in a group of as many as 5 identical helicopters that serve as decoys. Marine One helicopters are piloted by Marine Corps officers who apply for the job in Quantico, Virginia.
Pilots getting to come here, I think, really get to experience marine aviation the way that you thought it was going to be when you're in flight school. You show up as a captain or a major, and once you become qualified in the helicopters, you have the potential to take those helicopters on the road by yourself as the OIC for a trip to, anywhere here in the United States.
The job is rewarding, but it's also filled with immense responsibility. While the helicopter does not launch into a hostile environment, it's a no-fail mission. Pilots must carefully consider the weather, the route, and other aircraft in the sky, as well as the landing zone. These variables are ever-changing as the president's schedule can be unpredictable. Most Americans see Marine One on TV as it lands and takes off on the south lawn of the White House. When not in use, the Marine One fleet is housed at Quantico in Virginia, or the Naval Support Facility Anacostia in D.C. Hundreds of Marines are responsible for repairing, refueling, and otherwise maintaining the aircraft. They're ready at a moment's notice for a presidential flight. For longer distances, the president takes Air Force One. On display at the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force is the very first jet aircraft built specifically for use by the president. The Boeing 707, a modified commercial jet, made world travel by the President of the United States faster, safer, and simpler. While it's smaller in size than the 747 the Commander-in-Chief flies in today, during its career spanning 8 presidential administrations, this Boeing 707 provided ample room for important in-flight meetings, press conferences, and for the president and other high-level government officials to travel comfortably to far-off destinations. This plane also holds historical significance. In 1963, President Kennedy flew in it to West Berlin, Germany, where he assured continued American support in the face of communist threats and the construction of the Berlin Wall.
And democracy is not perfect. But we have never had to put a wall up to keep our people in, to prevent them from leaving us.
It's where Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson was sworn in as the new president after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. It's also the plane that carried President Nixon in 1972 to China. The very first visit by an American president to that country. 3 months later, Nixon flew to the Soviet Union to sign nuclear arms control agreements. Similar to Marine One, Air Force One is only referred to as such when the president is on board. The special designation was established in 1953 to avoid confusion with other aircraft in the sky. Not that the president's current plane is hard to miss. There are just 2 in the fleet. Both are giant Boeing 747 aircraft. Light blue in color, emblazoned with the words United States of America, and adorned with the president's seal. The jets are an undeniable presence. Security around Air Force One is always paramount. Every Air Force One flight is classified as a military operation. Commercial and private planes are often rerouted or flights canceled, so Air Force One has open and secure airspace. Before Air Force One touches down in a new location, it is preceded by a C-17 Globemaster III cargo aircraft. Carrying equipment, vehicles, and weaponry to protect the president upon his arrival. That includes armored vehicles, like the one you see unhitched to be unloaded in this video. Prior to the president's arrival on Air Force One, the vehicles that will make up his motorcade are unloaded and ready to depart, and the route the president takes is vetted and well secured. The presidential motorcade is normally dozens of vehicles strong. With armored Suburbans flanking the Beast, the president's heavily modified limousine. As it rolls by crowds, members of the military or local police stand guard by the metal barriers holding back spectators. These agents are experts at scanning groups of people to look for potential threats. Snipers are commonly positioned on nearby buildings to provide an extra layer of protection. Secret Service agents use code names for the president to relay information to each other about what he's doing and his exact position throughout the motorcade's journey. When the president is part of a massive parade, there is even more preparation. On Inauguration Day, the president walks down Pennsylvania Avenue from the U.S. Capitol, where he was sworn in, to his new home, the White House. Because the president, first lady, and their family members are on foot, the Secret Service is on extremely high alert. Before the parade begins, they rehearse the formation of vehicles and where he is most vulnerable along the president's journey. There are, again, metal barricades lining the street to keep the crowds back, similar to when the president passes in his car. More than 5,000 military members across all branches of the U.S. Armed Forces, including Reserve and National Guard components, provided ceremonial support. When the President of the United States is on the go, that means go time for all of his security as well. Inside the Beast, the President and his Secret Service are protected from as small an incident as a flat tire to the force of a bomb blast. When in the air on Marine One, the Commander-in-Chief knows that his pilot is among the best trained in the Marines. Air Force One is almost like a White House in the sky for longer distances. No matter where the president is heading, he is traveling under extreme security. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.